Hey guys, this is Deeflash and I'm back with another video. This week we're going to take a look at Ping Pong Delay and how we can use it to create a build-up or tension or even just make a track a little more interesting. So what we're going to look at is a track that I'm working on for Mark 837's Indiegogo campaign. They're looking to raise some money this year for upping the game on their tracks and raising some money for mastering and PR. They want to hire a publicist and some things like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely go over to indiegogo.com/mk837, and if you do support them, you probably will receive this track as a freebie. I'm not sure what their plans are with it. I just know that they asked us to submit some tracks and I'm going to do that for them. So this is the track and it's called Tamako. And I'm going to play a part of it, and then we'll take a look at how I'm already using Ping Pong Delay and how we're going to use it on a new on another part. So right now we've got the Ping Pong Delay in a return track, and one of the key elements that's using it is this percussion piece. So I'll just play just the percussion. So you can see we've got a simple delay on the percussion itself, but then we're also sending a signal over to the ping pong also to give it all sorts of different delayed effects. So now I'm going to play the whole track, and then we'll play around with a ping pong delay on this one track here and see what we can do with it. Okay, so now we'll skip ahead to this part that we're going to play around with. So it's your basic 303 line. What we're going to do is throw a delay on it. So here's our ping pong delay. You can hear it already kicking in. Okay, so what the ping pong delay does is it takes a single delay tap and sends it to both your left and right alternately. So what you have on it is also two filters, a high pass and a low pass, and you control those with your frequency and your width settings. And then you have your timing, so you have your you can either beat sync it, so you have 3/16, 2/16, and so forth, 1/8. And then you can also turn that off, and you can do it in milliseconds. You can control your time settings. Then you have a freeze button, so that will just freeze whatever's going through it. You have your feedback, and you have your dry wet, which controls how much of the original signal comes through and how much is the affected signal. So that's pretty much the ping pong delay, but there's also a couple more parameters. You have your repitch, your fade, and your jump. These control how the ping pong delay applies the changes when you change the time settings. And then you also have your This is your percentage, so you can actually, even though you have it beat synced, you can actually push it a little out of time from what you have set. So what I'll show you is what happens when you use the repitch setting. So you just right click on the title bar and choose repitch, and we're going to change that for this we're going to change it to time, and then I'll show you what happens how it repitches. So what it does is it actually repitches the feedback signal. So if we crank this feedback up, and we can put this on the other side of our side chain. So you can hear how you can get all sorts of different sounds from this one little device. We could put this back to fade, and then you'll hear the difference. We'll put it on the other side of the side chain just so you can hear the differences. And then there's also jump, where it just jumps from one setting to the next. It's not as smooth. So, like I said, the fun thing with the ping pong delay is if you automate a bunch of these settings, you definitely get a what's usually just a simple line. Like you have this 303 line that's just going through an arpeggiator, and we've automated a bunch of the actual synth settings, and then we ran it through distortion, a compressor, a sidechain, and there's just an EQ where we just dropped out some of the lows. But when we put this ping pong delay on it and we start to tweak these settings, it doesn't just sound like the same 3 notes going over and over again. So I'll just give you an example. We'll just put this here, and then we'll take the feedback, and we'll just raise it over 16 bars. And we'll bring it all the way up, and then we'll drop it down to the bottom. And then we'll also raise the dry wet all the way up, and then bring it down quite a bit. Okay, so you'll get an idea of what this can sound like. And then we'll tweak the filter. So It's just a small example, but yeah, there's a lot more you can do with it. Like I said, you have the freeze function also, so you could actually play with that, where maybe at the end of your line here, you crank the feedback up. So you got this here, and you could crank the dry wet up a bit, and then the freeze comes into play. So let's see how that sounds. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things you can do with the ping pong delay, so definitely play around with it. If you have any tips, feel free to leave them in the comments, and make sure you subscribe, and I want to thank you for checking out my videos. Thanks!